Welcome to Geek Nerd Tech on Black Hollywood Live. Today, the Apple iPhone X is out. The iWatch is out. The new iOSs are out. Lots to talk about. Let's go.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live's Geek Nerd Tech.
I know what you need. I got everything you
What's the
need.
bus?
Oh, yeah.
Flip mode.
I promise I ain't gonna hold out, nigga.
97, not 97.
I'm gonna give it all to you, baby.
Like 2000.
Yeah. Well, not two, that's late. Definitely 2000s.
The funniest thing, welcome to Geek Nerd Tech. I'm sorry. The show we break down tech news, nerd culture from a black and brown geek perspective. I'm Joe Braswell. I'm joined as always by Mr. Keely Shine.
Yes,
What's up?
sir.
How
Yes,
you
sir.
doing?
I'm good, man.
I'm good as well. The funniest thing about this, there's a lot of funny things. The funniest thing about this, aside from Busta Rhymes trying to sing, is
Busta Rhymes can sing. FYI. Like, let's not hate on Busta and his vocal abilities. I'm serious.
No. Is this is the movie where everyone's like smoothed out and sexed up? I remember Black Thought. Remember when
Break You Off?
Break You Off came
Yeah.
out? Black Thought was all, he got his beard all trimmed up,
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
look all smooth. Anyway,
Hey, man. There's nothing you
the
can
blue
say.
light on him in the video.
There's nothing you can say about Busta Bus. He needs to get more credit than what he actually gets.
I agree.
Like, you look at his history, his song,
Yeah.
like single wise, like all of them are like game shifting like singles. Like,
I agree. I mean, so how much of that is Busta? Because Busta's one of our, I don't know, top 15 greatest MCs, but his production, he's had a lot of production up over here.
Oh, yeah.
Especially from the Neptunes, you know, and as of his late period, a lot of Neptunes help.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, he's touched everybody from Swiss Beats all the way to Dr. Dre. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, the pantheon of hip hop producers he's worked with.
And he also like a lot like some basketball people like who sort of crossed over eras. He crosses over eras too. I mean, he came up-
100%.
I mean, he came up in the native tongue era.
100%.
You know, like with LONS, Leaders of the New
That's right.
School.
Leaders of the New
and
School,
then,
baby.
Was on Scenario. And
Yeah.
then crossed over through all that and survived the entire 90s
And
and
2000s.
the entire 2000s. And now and it still was going strong 2011 through
Thank you.
18.
Name another brother that got a record with Rick James.
I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, he's definitely been eaten in more ways than one.
100.
So shout out to Busta Rhymes. Anyway, I want to talk to you. I've been waiting to talk to you about this because I'm actually excited about today's show. Because the finally after waiting forever, the keynote dropped, and Tim Cook came out in his dad jeans, and he came out and he just dropped all kinds of wonderfulness on the world.
Really?
And I have to say, I don't. So the Apple had their event. That Apple had their keynote. They had it at the new headquarters, the Apple One headquarters, in the brand new Steve Jobs Theater, which looked beautiful.
Yep.
I got to see a little bit. I went and did the deeper dive into that. And,
Yep.
We can talk about that a little later on. But yeah, they did the whole keynote, and I have to say, either they're really good at this, or I'm a huge sucker. I gotta tell you what, I know it's the latter, but I was suckered in, man. I was in the whole 2 hours. I was like, okay. They had me. Price points, I was like, yeah, price points. But I mean, there was only a handful of things that I was just like, nah. But first of all, what do you think about the event? And let's drill down and talk about some of these specifics.
I mean, I think the event, they're always bringing out the guns. So we already know that, and that's kind of what Apple's known for. The keynote, you're about to release something that's going to be earth-shattering. So, of course, they're going to, do all the, pony and dance stuff and make you feel like, oh, this is something that's really amazing.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I don't think it was this time. I think it was a misstep. I think in many ways it was a fail. Like, their main technology didn't even work on stage.
Yeah,
like that's never happened before.
He's like, and watch this.
And we're gonna go to the next thing. Like, that's a huge fail. Millions of people have tuned in to watch this, and this is your main thing that selling the iPhone 10.
Yep.
Hey, the Face ID doesn't work in real time, live. That's huge.
He did come back and he did come back and do it. It worked. They gave him a
okay.
different- He came back, but when he needed to work, he had the password thing came up. Hitting the password.
That's terrible.
That was terrible.
I mean, we can go through each of the the things that they're dropping. Like starting with the iPhone 10. Like, bro, are you really sold on that? Like, honestly, is it really bringing you in?
I mean, it's shiny.
It's
It's kind of shiny. I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, do I need to I mean, I just got this joint. I mean, I literally just got it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And then 2 months, 3 months, am I gonna run out
No.
and
You gonna spend that G-ball?
put up another
G-ball plus?
G-ball plus?
Yeah, exactly.
More like 1,200.
Exactly. Because for the 256, it's like you said, 12 or 1300.
G-ball just gets you in the door to say
Exactly.
hello. You still gotta, and they really talk accessories. Here's the thing I'm concerned about because I've had nothing but a case on my phone, but with this new charging joint,
Yeah. How, is it gonna do it through the accessory?
yeah,
That's a good question.
I have kind of goofy cases that I use, so I didn't want to use a case every time the new phone comes out because the phones are so beautiful. But the reality is that everyone uses a case. So
I mean, they'll probably have a case designed specially for that.
yeah, for another
Another $50, $100. Yeah.
50,
Exactly.
The 50 is yeah. So okay, and let's go back in this order. Let's talk first of all in the way they went to the
Sure
event.
thing.
So the new facility, the theater, you're okay with that?
Of course, I love what they've done with that in terms of like harnessing the solar energy and being able to make it eco-friendly.
100% off the grid. That's dope.
That's super fresh. So I applaud them on that. You know, and that was in alignment with Steve Jobs' original vision for the campus. So I like that is finally executed, and we're able to even experience it. Like we can go on campus, we can do tours. Like they're making it a destination point. So I love that.
Right.
But what else?
The new retail spaces.
Okay, I mean, and I get that.
That's Chick rolled out. I mean, just the idea of just first of all the larger retail spaces. But what really got me is the idea of this, almost like a thumb in the nose at this administration. Like this administration doesn't give a shit about the arts, so we're doing our own endowment of the arts.
Town hall
we're
situation.
adding on and just to our Genius Bar. Our I forget what they're called.
Like I think it's called Town Hall or something like that.
Yeah, but it's called Town. But they have a new person that's like the genius guy. That's like the arts person,
the ambassador.
Yeah, it's like the arts ambassador that goes in there. I thought all that, and then into promoting stuff and having music and arts and culture. And if the Genius Bar is technology, then this is the arts. I thought that was incredible.
Definitely, but that's not something that's new. They've been doing that. At least I know for sure in New York. In the New York Apple Store, they've been doing that where they'll have an event where they kind of a curated event where they explore a certain category, and they'll bring in a tastemaker, or they'll bring in some type
at the Soho.
Exactly, and they'll have a Q&A, and it'll be more of a communal type of thing. So to be able to implement that in all their stores or more stores, I think that's a win for sure. Because, I mean, that's one thing that was really impressive about Apple was when you walked in the store, you felt like it's like a store. You felt like it's an experience you've never had before, and so to be able to add to that, I think is definitely a plus.
Okay, so I liked all that. I like the new. I like the way these new the one in Paris look ridiculous. They're redoing the one in New York. Yeah, the one in Michigan in Chicago looks incredible. To the new Riverwalk. All that money invested for these giant sort of Apple cathedrals, which I don't even know how I feel about it from one hand, because I guess if there was big Facebook cathedrals, I'd be mad about it. I would be if they were like Google or Microsoft, I'd be mad. But Apple's earned it, I think. So they've earned their place in the culture. These things are like museum-sized things. So the idea, like on Michigan Avenue. America, they're gonna have these giant things in Paris, like next to museums. They're gonna have this giant Apple Center where they can show giant movie screens and everything else. I mean, I don't know. That just kind of shows you where Apple is with the culture. It also sets up what they're gonna be doing, with their original content and moving into new directions with the creative content and film content. So I don't know. I thought that was all cool.
Yeah, I'll check those boxes. So I mean, you're 2 for 2.
Okay, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna save my favorite to the middle, but I'm gonna move on to the next Apple TV 4K.
Get out of here. No, come on. Get out of here. Next.
4K has
Whoa, holy
arrived.
smokes. Wow. What great innovative
If you have
advancement.
4K, we're gonna upgrade your shit to 4K for free.
Right.
All you gotta do is pay $200 for the
Right, for the device.
For the
right.
device.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
You're a little slow with that one. The
There-
Fire
you-
Stick is already 4K. I
Right.
believe what's the other one?
The Roku.
The Roku's already
4K.
4K.
Yeah. So I that one I agree. I feel like that didn't need. That was one of those ginned up Apple announcements. They could have just that ain't an announcement. Oh yeah, by the way, new. You know, all the existing the new generation of Apple TVs will have 4K.
Right.
Don't show it to me like it's like you're changing the world.
Exactly, because you're
Like,
not.
4K is now taking. First there was standard definition, then there was HDMI. Come on, y'all. We know the story.
Ultra HDMI.
Yeah, like don't put your name on it. Like, and now Apple's bringing you 4K. No, you're not.
That's where it's starting to go down.
You didn't-
It's
you
starting to go down.
You didn't.
And to that point, I feel like how you just expressed that, I feel like the whole keynote was very corny. But anyway, continue. I feel like it's super corny.
Yeah, well, I think this part, what the stagecraft is a little off. I feel like some people are better than others in terms of like reading a prompter and doing whatever. Some of those like, and now we bring you. like when people wait for the applause and applause don't come, they like get all flustered. Like it's in 4K. I mean, so the next thing is like it's awkward. A lot of awkward moments.
They got to step that up. Steve Jobs would have never done
Steve
that.
Jobs was cool on it. I feel like Tim Cook's like 90% there. He's got a couple of stiff moments.
Right.
The best guy at it is the guy who he always kicks it to, who does all the phones.
Right.
The heavyset dude.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the best one. That's why they have him do everything.
Right.
Anyway, okay. So next, let's talk about the new Apple Watch 3. I got it. Okay, so let's talk about the iOS 4 for the Apple Watch, and then let's talk about the Apple Watch. I gotta say, man, they kind of reeled me in. They kind of got me on the Apple Watch. I don't know if it was a commercial.
Hey, I'll say this. I like what you can do with some of the apps and some of the
All the hard stuff, the
all
hard
that,
analytics
all
stuff.
that stuff is great because the usefulness of that, it can be, used in many different ways and areas. So I like that. But in terms of it being the fact that now that you can use it, not in conjunction with your phone.
Yep.
No, I think that's very cool.
Yep.
But beyond that, who cares? Who
I
cares?
mean, the demo
Okay,
with the chick in Lake Tahoe.
I could leave.
Hello, I'm out here.
They could have came up with a fresher way to communicate that.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they had the needle on that.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, that's not going to make me go get one because I can use it independently of my phone. Come on.
But did you know that you can stream 400 million songs or 40 million songs from your wrist?
Wow.
I can already stream 40 minutes off my pocket.
Thank you.
Now I can stream from my wrist.
Thank you.
That's another fake. That's another fake announcement from your wrist.
I'm sorry.
Look. That being said, what's clear to me is what you just said. The hardware is the hardware. I think the price is coming down. That's the third generation, so I already kind of like the hardware. I just wanted to get the bugs out. So I was never hating against the hardware. I just feel like it didn't have enough. Now they added cellular. Now they have the wireless. With Apple Music. Now that they have a lot more things. The fact you can integrate all of your existing. What they're creating on the app-wise, like you said, to integrate what's going on with the watch, and now separate from your phone.
Yeah.
I'm interested now. I've been trying to get this thing for 4 years.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm interested now.
But I think now for $400, I mean it's still kind of high, but I don't know. Shit, I might do it.
Hey man, I'm gonna stay with the Fitbit. I like the Fitbit brand as it relates to wearables. You have a Fitbit. I think that's a great device. I think they've killed the market.
Yep.
I mean, I love Apple products, but it's nothing that's moving the needle for me to want to go to the store and get that. It's just not.
Okay.
It's really not.
Toy Story face. Toy Story faces. All right. So I do agree. Okay. So
I have
next.
LTE on my phone now. Great. Awesome.
I did like that demo though. I did like it. Okay. Moving on to what about? So how do you feel about the iPhone 8?
It is an iPhone 7 Plus,
Right.
which we already have.
iPhone 7 Plus with
Fantastic.
better camera.
Holy smokes! Because
Right.
I'm gonna be taking these pictures to make billboards with.
Now, are they in fact? Are they really playing up the operating system or the device more? I feel like this is more about the operating system than the
Man,
device.
come on, the new A11 chip. Like, will you get out of here
Yeah.
with this? Like, okay, it's faster because I can tell the difference between the the 8 and the 7 Plus.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
They do hype all that up. What about the new portrait camera, all that stuff? Come on, that's kind of fresh.
okay. I don't take selfies. It doesn't resonate with me. I'm sorry.
Well, but even even taking pictures, the pictures are fresh though. Water resistant,
This is already water resistant.
waterproof. You're out there with the water and
The
your
7
phone.
Plus is already water resistant.
All right. I like when they show the girl at the pool. She's at the pool like that was kind of fresh.
Okay.
I watch
Okay.
on. Like they had to do it. Here's what I will say. You cannot deny this. Their little films are excellent.
Okay.
I think
The interstitial content
I'm
that
not
they
talking
use
about
for the keynote.
commercials. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like the interstitial content they use for the keynote, the ones where they talk about the Apple Watch one was tight.
All that stuff is always tight.
I mean, like really. I mean, obviously, always shot to perfection. Every
100%.
shot's beautiful. Like the music, the emotion.
It's perfect.
It's like
Yeah.
emotional.
But
about
that's not
stupid
that's
iWatch.
not Apple though. That's an ad agency.
Right.
So
They hire the right people. And that's just all on point. And then, okay, I don't know. So earbuds. Okay, now wireless charger.
oh wow, they invented it.
The what they call it, the pad. It's not they call it the iPad. The whatever the thing is.
Right.
You can lay down 3 devices. Your
Okay.
watch.
Great. Awesome. Fantastic.
All right.
Cool.
Okay, let's move on to the iPhone X.
I would say figure out a way to have that device, that charging pad, charge my phone while it's still in my hand. Then I'll be impressed. If it's sitting right here on the desk and I'm on my phone
Like yeah,
and it's charging,
it's charging. If it reads it or some biometrics through your watch.
exactly. If
or
it has
something.
like maybe like an 8-foot parameter,
Yeah, that's
I'm in the 8 feet zone and it's still charging, then that's winning to me.
Samsung's already working on that.
Exactly.
So yeah, that's okay, fine. Yeah, so the edge to edge. I mean, I feel like they're really playing that up because
The bunny ears, I've heard a lot of people say they don't like it because it looks great when it's black, but if there's a white screen and you have this like dip in your screen, that's whack.
Yeah, it is whack.
I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either. Yeah, it's but all that camera stuff up there, you gotta have all that crazy camera. The camera's fresh.
Okay.
Facial recognition.
Come on, man, get out of here with that.
you're not cool.
Like, okay, as a piece of technology, yeah, I think that's dope because we've seen it in movies. Like we grew up with stuff
Yeah.
like that, and now it's materialized in this device. Like it's here.
Right.
But I mean, it's kind of trivial. It's like whatever. It's gimmicky.
Right.
Okay, I can unlock my phone and pay and like download an app with my face.
How about all the intuitive gestures?
I think that
breast, I like all that stuff.
I think it's like learning a new language. I think it's going to be more difficult, more challenging for people to kind of adjust because we've already been used to kind of like how we engage with our phone. So now that we kind of have to like learn this new language of how we engage with it, like,
Right.
I mean, it could be fun. The exploratory process of that could be dope. That could be a reason why you get the phone, but it could also be a reason why you don't.
The new what about all the augmented reality talk? Oh, wait, let me ask you a different way. Is the augmented reality talk legit, or was it really just because they were really pumping up the fact that we can do augmented reality, which augmented reality is already here. But what they're saying is their phone allows you to play it and receive it and do it in a way that we never done before. And our apps and our open app, we're allowing the developers to develop stuff for the iPhone in a way that's never been developed before.
I believe
do you
that.
buy that?
I believe
Okay,
that. Yeah, I believe
All right. That seemed fresh.
Yeah, I mean, I like that there's some like more groundbreaking with that because I feel like when we talked about what's the game that we talked about that was like
Pokemon Go?
Yeah, Pokemon Go. So I mean, stuff like that, like to have that kind of integrated in how we communicate through just messaging, like that would be kind of fresh.
Yeah, I agree. And those tabletop games that just playing and can zoom in and out.
That's dope.
That's kind of dope.
But did Apple invent that though?
No, but
Okay.
here's what I'll say. Like
Thank
I told
you.
you last time. There is something to be said. Like I don't want that on a Google and that on a Samsung and that on a Nokia and this on over here. Like I kind of want to wait till Apple gets it all in one space for me and I can have it on my iPhone. Now I don't want it to cost $1,000, but I don't know how they're going to get away with this whole Apple. I still don't know how they're going to pull this fast one of the 8, the 8 Plus, and the 10.
Get out of here.
Like that's they're all available for Christmas. Which one are you gonna get, Akili? The 8, the 8 Plus, or the 10?
I'm gonna get the 8. Like, come on. Like what?
That seems like such a racket to me.
It's
Who's getting an 8?
It's a super racket.
Who's buying an 8?
Exactly.
Especially the way so I don't even know why they even have
Because
that.
what's the 8, like $700?
I was thinking, yeah, it's like $7.99, $8.99, and $9.99.
So $300 more gets me the 10. Well, that's probably why, because that's the justification. You'll go, well,
Yeah.
I might as well just pay $300 more and just get the 10.
Especially with all these things are now, Apple finances them all anyway.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's an extra $2 a month. You can have the 10. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure they'll sell them, but it's really interesting. I imagine the 8's a lot of corporate. Listen, I like it. I walked away. I liked all the stuff. I probably will end up, in 2018. You will see me with the iWatch. You will see me with the 10. I tell you what, you probably won't see me with unless the company buys one is the iPad. The quietest thing they did was the iPad went up a cool $50.
Sure
They didn't
did.
mention that in the keynote.
Sure did. It sure did.
And they didn't bother to mention in the keynote that what's going to happen to the iPad? The iPad don't fit on the little charger thing.
Exactly.
Still going to plug that joint up.
Right.
You're plugging that up.
Exactly.
Conveniently, like they got all 3 of your devices. What about my iPad?
Right.
Like, shut up. Get out of here. Another thing about I'll go back to the Apple Watch really quickly. The ceramic version, the Hermes version. This is in the ultimate department of this is where they get you. Like the watch is, okay, $399, but man, those bands are not cheap.
Hell no,
Those
not
bands,
cheap.
the Hermes joint, like all those bands, like you can pay another. There's some Apple Watches that are like up there, like a G, like higher.
It's retarded. It's absolutely stupid.
So it's almost like what you see with that nice, that ceramic Apple Watch is not $399.
Exactly.
And that's the one everybody wants.
Exactly.
So I don't know.
You go in there
It's
and
a
be
little
like, you got
disingenuous.
this band that
Yeah.
it's all prickly.
Yeah, prickly, like plastic band. Like, I want the fresh one. Oh yeah.
That'll be another $500.
Exactly. And they got
So
all kinds of
my band is more than the watch?
Yeah, that's how they get you. And all these fresh bands, and Nike makes them, and da 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 da. And you're gonna want all these bands, and all that interchangeability is all well and good, but they're not cheap. Like they're really, really getting you on these bands.
So answer this for me. So what happens to all the people that have already bought the Apple Watch? Do they go buy a new one? Like what happens?
Well, again, luckily for you, that's why they touted very much so touted the operating system, the iOS 4. Because all about the iOS 4 is going to enable you to do mostly all of that stuff. The only thing you're not going to be able to really do is receive calls.
Okay.
Because you're not going to have the cellular joint. Because the cellular joint, if you want to receive a call, hey man, trade your phone in, pay another $100.
Trade the phone in or trade the watch?
Trade the watch in.
Oh, okay.
Trade the watch in.
Okay.
Sell your watch for a way this much of a discount, and do what you do with your phone. Just go ahead and get the other joint. But the new software and with the new interfaces is just cool.
All right.
That's kind of what I guess it's what they're saying. Like the software, that's why they led with the software. Other thing is it's kind of thick.
Yeah, they said it's a little bigger.
I mean, it's kind of it's in general. It's kind of thick in general, and they made a big deal how only this part is the size of
two pieces
of paper. Looks a little bigger than that to me, but we'll see how it goes. All right. All in all, I give the whole thing.
Go Fitbit.
I give the whole presentation like a A minus B plus. I was happy with it. The price points aside, I feel like this was a very successful rollout. You got 4 new products. You got the retail. I feel like it was a successful rollout. I was buying into it. I was drinking apple Kool-Aid. No?
I mean, when you analyze it like, hey, what are the top 5 keynotes? This does not make it into the top 5.
Well, that's true.
It doesn't.
Mainly because for a keynote to be successful, you got to bring out
jaw-dropping technology.
Well, no, you got to bring out game-changing technology.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, you've heard of the Walkman. This is the iPod.
Exactly.
What? What's an iPod?
Exactly.
Like this is an iPad. iPad? What's that do?
Are we too far that we'll never have that type of shock and awe moment again?
I don't know what we might. Oh, well, I don't know what it'll be because I think about this all the time because I think we've had 3 major ones. So like your Walkman's no longer. I can put 10,000 phones. Was it 10,000 songs in your pocket?
Yeah.
That was like crazy.
Yeah.
Then the next thing was Next one was the phone.
Yeah.
You thought you knew you bought a phone? They revolutionized the phone. They revolutionized the personal music device. They combined them. They did the iPad.
Right.
With the iPad.
Right.
The iMac was another one.
Yep.
They did that. So they did like four times. I mean, the watch, you can make an argument that the watch was kind of one, but not really. The only thing that's really next is we talked about this before. It's just television, but they're kind of doing that with.
The Apple TV 4K.
Yeah, with the Apple TV 4K. But I don't know what's next. I mean, are they going to get into the consumer business of television? They already have. They never really did a keynote for CarPlay. They kind of just glossed over CarPlay. I don't know. Oh, one thing I will say about that the pad thing, they already have all those vendors, like especially car vendors, like all the luxury car vendors are going to have that joint available in the car, so you can set it down in your car and it's charging.
That's beautiful.
And it hooks up to your CarPlay.
That's beautiful.
That's fresh.
That's beautiful.
Now that
I like that.
That is fresh. And,
That is.
And all these other McDonald's and other people who are getting on board. One person I didn't see on board though, Starbucks.
Ooh.
I paused it. I'm like, where's Starbucks at? So hopefully they'll come around, but I don't know.
Hey.
You gotta have Starbucks on board.
Man.
That's a commitment. Because Starbucks already just did their whole thing with those little rings,
Whew.
and now they're gonna do all the tables again.
Let's do this real quick. So let's add it up. So if you got everything that they rolled out with, how much you spending? So we about $1,300 for the iPhone 10, right?
Yep.
Then we're about $400 for the watch. So we're already $1,700. And that's without the fresh band.
Five with the fresh band.
So and then the charging station is what?
That's two.
200. So you're already $2,000.
Right.
And then what else do we have here? The Apple earbuds.
Earbuds.
Those are like another 400.
Yeah, those are no. Yeah. With the special, because you forget the special new. They slid that one down too. They slid like, our new charging case. That charging case is like $150.
Right.
For the case.
Right.
Because it charges, and it charges, and then you can charge the earbuds inside the case. So it's kind of fresh, but still.
Look, man, we're over $2,000 for what?
Apple TV.
Something that
Apple TV. That's another.
That's right.
$200.
Man, get out of here! This is ridiculous. Looking at it like that is sick.
Christmas.
It's a sickness.
I need $2,500 for Christmas.
Okay.
That's everything I need. Yeah, and we haven't gotten to the new. Well, we got the computer releases. Those already happened. So, all right.
Yeah, and good luck with that. That's like another 5 stacks plus for the tricked out computer.
It is a sickness. It just makes you wonder. I think now, at this point, I feel like we are a little fatigued because
that's the perfect word for it.
Because I don't know what the next, like, what's the next rollout? April? Whatever it's going to be?
Yeah.
Like, who
cares?
I'm not checking for it.
No.
Like, right now, I'm not checking for it.
Unless it's groundbreaking, like, I've never seen nothing like this. I don't care.
Yeah. I don't.
I'm cool with my phone and what it does. Like, I don't need all of that.
I don't know if I need another, like.
Man, I sound old.
Yeah. Well, you are old, but like. No, but I don't know if I need another, like, Tim Cook coming out like, hello, we've done it again. 6 months ago, we gave you the best phone ever. And now we're giving you this. I don't know.
The iPhone 11.
One last question on that too. I want to ask you: do you think they're gonna? What do you think they're gonna do? What do you think the invention of the brand new iPhone 10 will do to the upcoming new design of the iPad? And do you care? And should we care as consumers?
Design wise, like I get the OLED screen. Like I think
that's obviously going to come to the iPad.
100%. I mean, you want the best quality. You want all those colors. You want the sharpness and clarity. But I mean,
edge to edge. We get edge to edge on the.
I would assume
on the iPad too.
I would assume that we would get that with the Pros.
Right.
Yeah, we would get that with the Pros.
And obviously we have the same charging ability.
Yeah.
How big is the pad now?
Right.
$500 for the pad. $600.
Exactly.
Like, where's we gonna put it?
Right.
Kitchen table. Where does it go? I don't know. Coffee table.
Yeah.
That's where it gets to be like, yeah, what about that?
Right.
Where do you put the iPad Pro? So I lay that down on something?
Charging table, iPad, like, yeah, you got to have a hell of a workstation.
Yeah, that's a workstation. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, all right. Well, moving on from that, that was. Oh, wait, one more quick thing. High Sierra. That's another kind of one of the window. Yeah. High Sierra. What do you think of that one? That's just.
I mean, I love those updates because it affects some of the software that we use. And I think those things are always accommodating and help the workflow of us creatives. So I like that. I'm not mad at that. And also it's free, so
Right.
it's not like you have to really invest much to do it other than download it. So it's good.
And that being said, just a quick look. The iOS 10, the Apple, the iPhone 10,
Yep.
or the Galaxy Note 8. Like, what's fresher? Because the Note 8's kind of fresh.
I mean, a lot of people are saying the Galaxy is smashing this, but I mean, it's hard for me to say that because I never actually owned the Galaxy.
Yeah. I'm not really trying.
But I have a friend that has one, not the 8, but has, I guess, the 7 or whatever.
Okay.
And I played with it. It looks fresh. It feels fresh, but I don't know if I would cross over.
I can't cross over.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I can cross over. I mean, we talked about maybe there's a world where we switch over to Google, but I don't know that I cross over. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the Pixel about to drop too. The second generation Pixel. We'll see what that's looking like.
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so let's just blow through the rest of these really quickly here. Volkswagen VW is about to electrify their whole lineup, their whole 300 car lineup. Gonna make a bridge towards the electric engine. That's a huge announcement. VW's already known for what they do in the diesel world,
Right.
And now that they're making that move over into electric, which means Audi can't be far behind because they're the same company. I mean, this is something, $84 billion investment.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Somebody got to come for Elon Musk. So hey, I mean, they're taking a big chance at that. Hey, let's go toe to toe. We'll go toe to toe with you.
So by 2025, there'll be 80 electrified offerings from the VW group.
That's awesome.
That's pretty strong.
And I forgot what the countries were that said by 2040 that they want to be completely, what is it like? They want to be completely off of gas.
Yeah, it's France and the UK.
Yeah, I think that's phenomenal to be able to say that. That's huge.
Yep. In fact, they're dropping up. They said on 2040 they want to drop a ban.
Yeah, no more.
A stone cold ban on gasoline and diesel.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So that's a good. I mean, that's interesting that we could go to that. Like, you'll see like our grandkids will be like
gasoline.
What is
that?
that old car? They little thing in the garage.
Right.
You pouring something in, the
Right.
smoke's coming out. They'll be like, "What is this?" So that's
funny.
It'll be we'll see. But yeah, that's I feel like that makes a lot of sense. I feel like that we're here now, and by 2025 that's not that far away. I mean, that's quicker than the Olympics will be here.
Exactly.
So I mean, it makes you wonder: will Porsche go the same way? Audi go the same way? We'll see.
Hey, I mean, if the Tesla can get up pretty fast, I don't see why not.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. We didn't really talk too much about the whole giant Equifax hack, which is insane. But there's a chat bot that lets you sue Equifax for up to $25,000. You don't need a lawyer. It's a whole thing. You can join a class action lawsuit, if you will, by using this do not pay bot. I mean, it hit 43 million U.S. consumers. Is yet to be known on how that's going to affect us all. But I hope it has anything to do with the 2018 election, but or the 2020 election. But I mean, is this useful? Is it gimmicky? What do you think?
I think it's useful, and I hope I'm not in that 143 million that had their information compromised. But I think having access to a bot to help siphon through the information and get you closer to a resolution, be it a class action suit or whatever, that's kind of cool because then saving you money, time, energy, and it's something that you have access to, and that's a positive. Well, it could be a negative too. It's an interesting way to harness the technology. That a computer is able to process all this information extremely fast, and then be able to come with a result for you that is either favorable or not. That's kind of interesting.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Just two quick hits. One maybe not so quick, but football premiered last week. We had a couple things. We had my man, the ESPN sideline reporter, my man Sergio Dip, had a little rough time on Monday Night Football, and then also
does he get a second chance?
Yeah, I think
he does.
So. Of course he does.
Okay,
fire the kid.
All right. Nice guy over here.
He's 29. He's been with the company since 2013.
Okay.
Not like he's mostly on ESPN to board this. So I'm sure all the Red State folks are like, see, taking our jobs and he can't even do it right. Build the wall around the stadium.
Nothing about this football game.
Build a wall around the stadium. I think. And then also, this is kind of in the same area, but the whole Jamil Hill thing situation.
Let's go.
I mean, what do you know? Sarah Huckabee Sanders wants her to be fired. What do you think of this?
Get out of here. I want her to be fired. How about that? Hey, I think what she said was truthful, honest, and is it appropriate for her position and her platform? I'm gonna say yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say yes, it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we need people to be vocal like that. I mean, you talk about Stephen A. Smith,
Yeah.
like he's killing it too.
Yeah.
He got some great comments, some great lines, and I think
Always.
I
mean, Jason Whitlock.
yeah, all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mean, even Bill Simmons, who worked for ESPN, he's fired now, but he has shit to say. So, I mean, Whitlock's always, he's at Fox now, but like, he's always saying something. Kyle Hurd, they're all say something.
Exactly.
I
I like the fact that she's a person of color, she's a woman, and that she's saying something that's really strong but honest. And I think that, a lot of people would agree with her, a lot of people would not, but that's what makes good TV, right? That's what makes a good talk show, right?
I agree. I think that this is it's almost a non-controversy to me. It depends on it really is about the messenger, and you really see people's true colors when the messenger comes out. Like, not to just go back to the Kaepernick thing, but like John Oliver had a really funny thing on his show on Monday, like things the NFL is and not is not outraged about, and they showed all the people like Boomer Esiason and all his white folks like, that guy's a disgrace, I would never have him on my team, and they cut to all the other shit that's going down, all the drugs, and the violence, and the murders, and all these people that like 2 days suspension, one day suspension.
My man took a knee.
Yeah,
right.
And Boomer's like, he's a disgrace. It's like,
stop it.
Exactly. My point is, it's a lot about the messenger,
right.
and oftentimes that messenger is a person of color. All this, NFL is, the power structure in NFL is very, 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 old,
conservative,
white, conservative, right wing. So
let me run this to you though. So being that ESPN obviously is a sports platform and doesn't necessarily dive into other, well, maybe I wouldn't say the main focus is not to dive into other areas. Like, was it appropriate because of that? Like, of course, you have talk shows where they talk about everything, anything, but is this that platform?
You don't hire. This is the thing that I'm passionate about. This, you don't hire your talent to the whole notion of like, I'm gonna hire you as my financial reporter, or my weather person. If the weather person's out there and the weather person starts talking about other stuff, that's gonna make that weather person, a better personality. People want to hear about that weather person. I get the argument like, you're hired for weather, just tell me the weather. You're for sports, just tell me the sports. But ESPN is not. Jamil's not a sportscaster. This wasn't, during a game. She's hired for her opinion. She's hired for takes.
That's right.
And sports is culture. There's a larger world around sports that is
not
our
held
culture.
in isolation, right?
Yeah, and so if you're in there talking about our culture, people. I mean, I'm go back to Bill Simmons. Bill Simmons' whole thing where he brought in Tony Kornheiser, all those guys bring in pop culture as well and mix pop culture and sports all the time.
Right.
So you can mix pop culture and sports.
Right.
You can mix larger culture and sports. Sports Center is based on a whole bunch of guys who made a bunch of crazy references. I don't care if it's Stuart Scott or Van Pelt or Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann. Their whole thing was personality and bringing all these references and bringing in cultural references to imagine the sports. That's all they did. So why is it different when they're bringing in cultural references of something that is very serious? And frankly, last thing I'll say is, as I said before, she's there for opinion.
Right.
Stephen A. Smith is there for his opinion. Like guys like Skip Bayless, who's at Fox now, is there for his opinion. You may not like his opinion. You may not like Skip Bayless, but that's why they hire him, because Skip Bayless is a fool.
And Shannon Sharper's dope too.
And yeah. So they act a fool. So that's what Jamil Hill's supposed to be doing.
100%.
And you can say, man, Jamil's crazy, just like you do with Skip Bayless, or just like people do for Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith talk too much. He's this, he's that.
Yeah.
Like they sell that show out Stephen A. Smith. So I don't see what the big deal is. Just like, I don't know, shouldn't he be fired?
Heck no.
That's ridiculous.
That's super ridiculous.
I don't know. What do you think?
No, I completely agree with you. I mean, I applaud her. I applaud her for standing up and being vocal about that. I mean, hey, that's what needs to happen more. Like, we need to call out, what the improprieties that we see in our culture. Yeah. And even if it is the president of the United States, like, hey, I like it. I love
and she's calling a spade, and it's not like she's the first person
to do that,
to say that this dude's racist,
right?
Like, I mean, that's like not exactly. Anyway, the whole thing is really upsetting.
Yeah.
A lot. The more I think about it, the more upsetting it is. Last quick hits. Patty Jenkins is back.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
2. She did a great job. Wonder Woman 1. I'm really excited about Wonder Woman 2. It's coming. It's right on the corner. It's just 2 years away.
Right.
So that means they're getting on that right away.
Exactly.
I mean,
and she's eating. She's eating major. She's like, what? This is going to be the highest, I guess, paid woman director, writer.
She deserves every penny.
100%.
She deserves every penny.
It was interesting how they said she only made $1 million off Wonder Woman 1. Like, that's crazy. And now she's set up to make almost $8 million. That just seems super low.
It's kind of hopefully
But that's not including back end.
Yeah, hopefully that's including participation.
Exactly.
She should make a lot more than that with all the back end participation. At least if she has a good agent, she should.
Right.
Star Trek Discovery is about to launch. I'm really excited about it. Lots been made still to this day over the diversity, over the fact that Michelle Yeoh, Asian, my girl. I can never get her name right. My girl, what's her name? Is African American. Sonequa Martin Green. But people are still like tripping about that. People are still like, it's a white genocide. I mean, I don't have to go on and on about Star Trek being built on the principle of diversity and the future and blah, blah, blah. And she had something very eloquent to say about it, which is essentially like, this is, we're not trying to strive for diversity. This is the future. This is just what it is.
Right.
So I don't understand. But are you surprised that people are still tripping?
I'm not surprised. You know what? I'm going to take that back. I am kind of surprised being what Star Trek was supposed to represent. Yeah. Like, it is surprising that you would say that comment of white genocide is like, hey, like...
We've had a black captain, a female captain.
An Asian. Like, we've had people of color.
French captain.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it's great. I love it. I can't wait for it to come out. And I think it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, I agree. We talked about this before, but it looks like it's official. It looks like, Kathleen Kennedy and Disney said, F it. Not gonna mess around. They just hired J.J. Abrams to write and direct episode 9.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it's a smart move. Just bring it home. Bring the whole franchise home. They also hinted that episode 9 might not be it.
Yeah.
But which is kind of like, that's smart of them to say and do. But
of course.
So, and what directions those movies will go, we'll see. Who knows if it'll be episode 10 through 13. I don't know if they'll do that.
Right.
But maybe they'll do. Who knows what they'll do? But yeah, so I think it's official now. I think JJ will do a great job.
Yeah, I like him. I like him coming back.
He's solid. He's the guy who you want to have the stuff in your hands. He's your guy. Also, we get it, Apple. We know JJ was at the keynote. Quit showing him. Show him like 10 times at the keynote.
That's right.
All right. Disney swaps release dates with episode 9 in Aladdin. That's no big deal. One last thing I'll talk about is It. A movie I do want to see. It cost $35 million. It made like,
oh my gosh,
it made like $185 million or some ridiculous amount. It's the highest grossing horror film of all time.
That's amazing.
It is killing the game on every level. This is remarkable.
Hey, that took the words right out of my mouth.
Do you think it's gonna? I mean, it may change the paradigm of what we expect in horror movies and what we think.
I mean, we have 2 horror movies this year that were record breaking.
Get Out and It. So I mean, I wonder if this means we'll see more horror. Or is it the type of horror we'll see? I mean, we already have these different booms. I mean, when the whole Saw thing brought one whole thing, then the whole Paranormal Activity brought another one, then the whole Insidious, Conjuring. So we keep having these things.
Waves,
these waves. But now this seems to be on a level that even just blew out all the Paranormal Activities. It just really. I mean, Paranormal Activity, one of them grossed like $53 million. That was like, whoa! But this one, and
like the margins for those movies,
margins,
like they're not big budgets at all.
Like it made $100 million in profit, like over the weekend.
Exactly.
That's already ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Anyway, all right, that's all I got. Anything else?
Nah, man. I think we covered a lot. Hey. Fitbit, baby. Fitbit.
Oh, Fitbit does have the new watch coming out. You see that?
I haven't.
Okay, so they rolled out their new watch. It is fresh. My boy Ray was like, the Fitbit watch. He already has the watch, but the new one looks fresh.
Okay.
It's not the Apple Watch, but it's considerably cheaper, and it is fresh. I forget what it's called. But I don't know.
But you can't use it to talk on your phone with, right?
You can't stream 40 million songs on your wrist. On your wrist.
Oh my gosh.
That's so corny.
The
All
flick of my wrist.
40 minutes on the wrist. So corny. All right. That's all we got. I guess we'll see you next week. Where can the people find you,
The
sir?
people. It's all about the people. They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at AkiliShine, AKILISHINE. And where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Joe K. Braswell. We'll see you next week with more Geek Nerd Tech. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in. The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.